Welcome everyone to this tutorial on White Christmas. We're going to begin by playing the hands individually, then we'll play them both together, and after that we'll talk about a few tips and tricks to make you sound even better. A wonderful piece, one of the most famous Christmas songs of all. We'll begin with the right hand, thumb on D, like this, and don't forget we've got an E flat and a B flat in the key signature. That's the key of B flat major, by the way, the key that has two flats. So here we go with our right hand alone. First of all, I'll count to 4 and then we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, moving on to the left hand from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now let's try it with both hands together. From the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now a few tips and tricks to help this sound really great. Be sure that you're playing the melody the same way that you would sing it. If you're singing, you say, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. You would never breathe anywhere in between those notes. You wouldn't sing, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, for example, unless you're a really bad singer. So what you want to do when you're playing is to be sure that all of those notes are also connected. Practice it without the pedal. Don't rely on the pedal to connect the notes. Even when you're using the pedal, you want to use this connected legato touch in the right hand. Same thing in the left hand actually as well. There are a few places where it's not entirely possible to connect it just with the fingers, where you have big jumps, but as much as you can, try to keep the left hand legato as well. Now let's talk about the phrasing a bit. Our first phrase, let's say the first four measures, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. What is a phrase, by the way? Sometimes it's hard to define exactly where a short phrase is or a long phrase. I generally think, where would I breathe if I were singing? And that's one phrase. So if I were singing, I would sing, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Breathe. Just like the ones I used to know, breathe, where the treetops glisten and children listen. Breathe, to hear sleigh bells in the snow. That's a rough starting point. And within each one of those phrases, you want to try and think of that as one unit and figure out, where am I heading toward? Where is the high point of the phrase? What am I trying to sort of express in terms of a shape with each phrase? So with the first one, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Where is the emphasis in that phrase? I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Christmas is probably the note that you want to emphasize, the crest of Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. So play the Chris a little louder than the mess. Christmas. The next phrase is a bit more obvious. Just like the ones I used to know. Look at the way that melody goes up and back down. So we want to play just like the ones I used to know. Making a crescendo going up and a decrescendo coming back down. Those little differences in dynamics make a big difference in helping this piece to sound really nice. Think about keeping the left hand softer than the right hand, with a little emphasis each time on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this is, after all, in 4/4 time. Let's talk about the pedaling as well. We have chord symbols in this piece, and a rule of thumb, of course, as you may have heard me talk about in other tutorials, is every time you have a new chord symbol, you want to be sure that you're lifting the pedal. At least that often. And sometimes even within that chord symbol, you need to change it a little more. But definitely every time you have a new chord. So keep an eye on the chord symbols. Generally in this piece, we have 1 or sometimes 2 per measure. That's a great starting point with the pedal. Now, keep in mind though, when we have notes that are really close together, steps, and in particular half steps. Half steps, remember, are notes right next to each other. Those notes tend to get really blurry really fast. And if you look at the second measure of this piece, notice how I have half steps in the right hand. Now, if I keep the pedal held down through all of that, you see how that sounds? I'm playing essentially these 3 notes. I'm holding out these 3 notes at the same time. Not such a great sound. So what I would do in that second measure is let the pedal off. Just connect those notes with the fingers. That's why it's so important to have a good finger legato, because if you're not doing that, then the notes are going to sound detached when you let up the pedal. So when I start this piece, put the pedal down. These notes in the first measure are all from B flat, so I can keep the pedal held down. Now I have lots of steps. I'm just going to let the pedal up so that those notes don't get too blurry. Now I'm going to put it down after I play the first note of the next measure. No danger of blurry notes here. Here another half step on Christmas. So I'm going to wait until after the second beat and then put the pedal down. Because if I don't, listen what happens on Christmas. Hear that? Pedal down, these notes get really blurry. Okay, so wait until after the second beat, then I put the pedal down. Here, up to you, but you might want to change a little more often in the right hand than just once per measure. Depends honestly on the instrument and the acoustic. Some pianos, in some places, you might be able to get away with just changing one measure here. Doesn't sound that bad here. But if you notice that this scale is sounding too blurry, just change twice per measure, for example. You can do that as well. It requires a little bit of judgment on your part. I can't honestly say how that's going to sound for each one of you, but keep that in mind. The most important thing is to listen with the pedal. If it sounds too blurry, you need to change the pedal. And remember that most beginners have the tendency not to change the pedal often enough. I've very rarely heard beginners that change the pedal too often. It's almost always the tendency to put the pedal down in an attempt to cover up mistakes or cover up a bad finger technique. Don't do that. Good pedaling makes a really enormous difference in piano playing. So think about your pedaling with this piece as well. Those are the most important things. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you again in the next video.